All right, guys, we are back with the podcast. Ciao. So I know I've been MIA for a while. For those who are listening, listen, your girl been through it. I caught COVID at one point. I'm okay now. It wasn't too bad. And then Mardi Gras came up. Had to live a little. And, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like, this is, how you have some things where you're just like, I'm gonna do it. And you just keep procrastinating on it because you really don't want to do it. It's not that I don't want to do this podcast. I love it. But this show is hard to digest. So, here we go. I am smushing together episodes 8 and 9. Or is it 9 and 10? I think it's 9 and 10, y'all. That's all. Listen, that's how it's been rolling. The last 2 episodes, I'm smushing them together. Because episode 8 gave me absolutely nothing but period jokes and crude things showing period blood. And, I mean, it is what it is. I would say that the audience for And Just Like That is maybe mostly female, so we understand periods and menstruation and all that good stuff, but it wasn't funny. I don't know why none of their jokes are sticking to landing, but y'all got a whole season to have unfunny ass jokes, so hopefully, if there's a next season, hopefully y'all get it together next season. So, I don't really have much to say about episode 8 except for, was that your boy from Emily in Paris? I was not tripping. That looked just like him with his little fine ass. But, I will say, episode 9 wasn't horrible. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't even know the episode numbers, y'all. That's so sad. I've been watching all kind of other things like Euphoria. I'm religious to Euphoria. I watched every single Sunday religiously. Couldn't wait for it. But I finally watched this though, y'all. I'm proud of myself. I did it. It feels like an accomplishment to watch all of the episodes of this show. But I did it, y'all. We did it. We're here. So, listen. The last 2 episodes, the last episode, it wasn't horrible. There were some moments where I was like, okay, I'm a little entertained by this. It's not horrible. The fashion wasn't horrible. Even though I was like, Miranda, where you going with that damn tracksuit on, girl? Where are you going? I'm glad she dyed her hair back. Or is that a wig? I don't know. It looks better. Not to say that gray hair doesn't look good, but that wig was stiff, bitch. It was stiff. Where was the movement? There was no movement. Shake your head in the wind, nothing's moving. That's how I felt with that wig. It was awful. Yeah. Carrie wasn't dressed too bad. I did not like that dress she had on for the wedding. No. That was a no. I did like what she had on in the beginning. I think it's when she went on her date with your boy that was a divorcee. Well, no, he was a widower. Sorry. Yeah, I think that was the outfit where she had the little, the maxi. Yeah, that was that outfit. The maxi beige dress with the little pink jacket. That was cute. I'll give her that, She looked cute. And I did like the outfit of the bride in the surprise ass wedding that I didn't understand why that happened out of nowhere, but I guess that's how surprise weddings go. I liked her little yellow ensemble. That was cute. What else? I'm a little confused on why they decided to put Carrie in that outfit when she spread Big's ashes on the bridge in France. She could have just put that dress on that she saw him in, that she eats popcorn in now. Like, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't horrible or anything, but I didn't love it. Like, you could have closed out a whole chapter. She would have put the same dress on. You know, that would have been sad but romantic, and it would have been bittersweet. No, y'all want to put her in a little orange ensemble, child. I mean, she didn't look bad, though, but I didn't love it. It was a nice touch with the scenes where she thought Big was talking to her. I'm guessing that Chris was maybe supposed to be in some of those scenes, but after all of the alleged issues he's been having, they might have cut him out, I'm guessing. So that sucks. And speaking about ghosts, Samantha, the ghost of Samantha is still haunting this show, and I'm here for it because it actually makes it a bit more entertaining. I did enjoy her ghostly presence throughout the show through text messages. I mean, I guess that brings fuel to the fire of they can throw Samantha's character into Emily in Paris, since technically, like I said, I think I said it in the podcast previously that, you know, since Samantha's working in Europe doing her thing, you know, she can be in Emily in Paris, and that would be fabulous, honey. I could see her like do a guest appearance on that show, like for a couple episodes here and there. I could see that. Oh, that would be everything. That would be everything. The ratings would go crazy for that. But, you know, they're really trying to make fetch happen with this whole reunion of Carrie and Samantha through text messages. But listen, she's not coming back to that show. I've seen some of the interviews, like, after Sex and the City ended, and listen, my girl said, I'm not coming back. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not coming back to that show. And it sucks, because, you know, the fans want it, but we can't be selfish bitches out there, y'all. You know? They made her uncomfortable. You know, they made it a hostile work environment, I'm guessing allegedly. But, you know, we can only imagine how it would actually end with Samantha and them. So, you know, I'll accept it. So I guess we're getting no Miranda next season, if there's a second season, since she's going to LA. Or maybe they're gonna try and do like the whole Miranda's in LA thing, like they did with Samantha, when Samantha was technically in LA and they were back in New York, and they would show scenes of Samantha in LA and then show them in New York. You know, that was cute, but I don't really see Miranda's character following Shay out to LA. But, you know, go for it, child, if that's what you want to do. I did get a glimpse of the old Miranda character when she was about to go to the airport with Brady Jr. I did see that a little bit. Brady Jr. There's no Brady Sr. I'm sorry, y'all. Brady. I'm losing y'all. It's a little late. I watched the show and I took a break, and now I'm doing this potty, and I'm like a little sleepy. But that's okay. That's okay, y'all. I wanted to get this out. I wanted to talk to y'all again. So, you know, we got a glimmer of Miranda. And I'm not saying it because her hair was back to her old color. She seemed like she had her shit together for 5 seconds. And I was like, oh, okay, good. It's not like, oh, really? Like every 5 seconds. That made me happy she didn't do that every 5 seconds, you know, for those 5 minutes. That was the only time, because she did do it in this episode and last episode. So, you know, we can't have it all, y'all. We've already discussed this. Okay, so also, you know, I don't see if they're gonna try and branch out with the new characters that they've included in the show, aka like the accessory ethnic characters. They should have like expanded on their storyline, but made it not boring. I know they tried to expand on their storylines, but it was like kind of dull. It'd be different if it gave a little pizzazz. But I mean, hell, the whole entire show was basically dull story writing, to be honest with you. The only thing that like I think a lot of people talked about in the beginning was when Big died. But I mean, hell, that was even spelled out for us. Like, we're stupid. So hopefully they get better story and, you know, screenwriters, whatever the technical term for it is. Hopefully, if there's a season 2, they do better. Hopefully they take our criticism to heart and take it as, you know, love for the show. Because we, as a community, loved Sex and the City. And to see it as a shell of its former self sucks ass. So, you know, I will say though, I see what they're trying to do with, you know, basically getting rid of Shay. I mean, I'm hoping that's what's happening. Getting rid of Shay and then giving Carrie her own podcast. I like that. That should have happened from the beginning, but I guess they wanted to add characters and I get it. That makes sense. Having Carrie have her own podcast by herself makes sense because she was a writer for, you know, the papers by herself. She would write. We would hear everything through her voice, basically, her narration of her thoughts. And that makes more sense, except now she's talking to an audience, you know, and hopefully they do that correctly. But, you know, I appreciate that more. So hopefully that goes off without a hitch. I will admit I was a little taken aback by that abrupt ass kiss in the end when she kissed her producer. That's the producer, right? I'm guessing I think he's the producer of the podcast. That came out of left field for me. I mean, I always said, I think I said it in the previous podcast, that I saw that they would try and hook them up. But they were never, like, they never interacted with each other enough for it to be like, you know, sparks, y'all, there's sparks there. Like, they didn't even build up to it. They're just rushing through it. And I don't understand why they're rushing through it like this. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, at least give an increment of a fuck so that we can care and be excited about watching the damn show. Because I don't think I've ever been like, I'm dreading watching the ending of this. No, I lied. I dreaded watching the ending of Game of Thrones, and to this day, I still have not watched the last episode of season 8 of Game of Thrones, and I don't give a fuck because it was so easy to basically see what they were doing with the ending of the show that I didn't even need to fucking watch it. Now, I will admit, I did hear about like who became the king, and I was like, what the fuck? But that's neither here nor there. This is not a podcast about Game of Thrones. If y'all want something like that, let me know, and I will sit there and complain until I need to get some water about Game of Thrones. Listen, that shit pissed me off. Wasted time. Anywho, yeah. You know, I will admit though, certain aspects of the last episode, and I do mean like small glimmers, kind of felt like old times, you know, with the Samantha and Carrie possibly getting a drink in Paris that we're never gonna see. with Miranda acting like she has her shit together for 5 seconds. With, well, we didn't get any Steve this episode. That's fine. Brady wasn't having sex the whole episode, so that's good. You know, that's like, you know, Sex in the City with baby Brady acting like a kid. Yeah. The acting wasn't atrocious. I'll give it that. Miranda did do her. Wow, really? She did do that shit. I'm tired of that. Scrap that shit. Do not put those 2 words in next season. If there's a next season. Charlotte, you know, her acting was better this episode. It was better. I give her that. You know, she tried. She tried to do a thing. I like how in the end she kind of had it together. Rock was getting on my fucking nerves. I'm sorry, Rock is a confused child. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but they probably honestly should get some type of therapist or something for Rock, because Rock is confused. Like, Rock doesn't know, like, I get it, you want to be yourself. Completely understandable. But I don't know. Listen. Not to say that everyone has to have some type of religion or faith, but it's helpful. So I think Rock needs to talk to someone. But anywho, child, we're not getting too deep into this. It's not that deep of a show. Yeah, you know, this episode, it wasn't too bad. I liked that she decided to throw Big's ashes into the river. Is that a river, y'all? Or maybe a canal. I've never been to Paris, France. Hopefully one day I can go. But I think that was nice to throw his ashes there, to scatter them there. It's not bad. I mean, that kind of just goes to show us, though, that they really should have expanded on carrying Big a bit more before just killing him off in the first episode. Like, maybe give us some flashbacks or something. But honestly, like, they've had so many, like, moments together in New York. You would think that she would throw it somewhere in New York, but I get it to do it in Paris, because that's where they, like, had their moment, and he realized he loved her, I guess, child. Even though he should have been known, you know, but everybody's not Aiden. Please don't put Aiden in this hot ass mess show. Yeah. So it was not a horrible episode. Look at me being positive. It just took me almost more than a month to get here and finally watch this episode. But yeah, it wasn't horrible. I don't really have anything to say about episode 8, because if I talk about episode 8, I will say it was horrible, because it was fucking horrible. But yeah, you know, good for them for having a less horrible episode for your final episode. Give it up for them. Clap it up. Literal clap. You know, the lazy writing has to stop, though, if they want to see success with this show, because a lot of people, we appreciate good writing, honestly. And coming off of the high of the Batman, this is how late I am in the game with getting to this episode, y'all. Listen. It was a struggle. I was on a struggle bus trying to make myself watch this last episode. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it next week. Oh, I'm gonna get to it. And I just never watched it, because it was nothing to look forward to. But after watching it, it wasn't horrible. So I give it that. But like I was saying, coming off the high of the Batman, and I'm more than sure, I could be wrong, y'all. I don't want to judge my audience. I don't want to judge the audience of Just Like That. I don't want to judge the audience of Sex and the City. maybe I'll do like comic book movies and comics and all that great jazz. I love that shit. But it was extremely well written. It was well directed, and you could tell. The cinematography was amazing. Sonically, it was amazing. Like, everything about it, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have yet to meet someone that's like, they didn't enjoy that movie. Granted, I'm comparing a 3-hour movie that's technically, I guess, like a blockbuster that was amazing to a show. But we've had years with this show. And not to say, yeah, y'all have to make everything impeccable about it, but y'all know what your audience likes. And not to say if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. But like, why switch it up so fast? Like, if you're gonna switch it up completely, or leave it alone and just kind of progressively make the characters grow. And I think that's where everyone's frustrated, because the characters really didn't have any development or growth, to be quite honest with you. And I guess they tried to force it on us, or maybe spoon feed it to us. They didn't even spoon feed it to us. They kind of like slapped it in our face, because Miranda said multiple times, "Can't I change? I can't change." Yeah, but you didn't change for the better. You changed for the worse, because every 5 seconds you're saying, "Oh wow, really?" Like you're. It's like you dumbed yourself down. You can change. You can be more free, because I feel like the original character of Miranda was a little less free, a bit more uptight. You can be more free, but the way they wrote her wasn't true to her character and how she would have progressively became more free as an individual. They could have showed us that, and it would have been great to see something like that, with a character that so many people resonate with and so many people watch throughout the years. Like, to see her become a little less uptight, a bit more free, and progressively get to where they wanted that character to go, instead of just like freaking dropping her off a building and saying, "Plop, there. This is where you're supposed to be at as a character, and Shay. And there you go. That's your character now. And oh wow, that's your character. And bad gray wig." Like, like, y'all didn't have to know. No. Y'all could have written this, and I guess some people would say, "Oh, it would be drawing it out correctly would make people appreciate your art more." I don't know if everybody grasped what I said, but if you write it correctly, people will gravitate to it more. Because if you write these characters as real people, because that's how they were written before, because none of them feel like real people anymore. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, like, none of us really see ourselves. And not to say that a lot of us saw ourselves in the characters from Sex and the City, but we saw glimmers of ourselves. So we don't see any glimmer of ourselves in these new characters, because these are new characters. These aren't the same characters. And not to say they're not supposed to grow and change, but y'all didn't write it correctly to where it's a natural progression of growth and change. So there's that. But I mean, I guess I can see a little bit of growth in Carrie, maybe. I mean, the only thing we got from her is that Big died. To which, what kind of person are you that the supposed love of your life dies of a heart attack in front of you, and you use him constantly throughout the series as a one-up on people? Oh, but my husband died. My husband died, so I can get like free French fries. Like some weird shit like that. Like, what the fuck? No. As much as you like ruined yourself basically for Big, you no, that's not the way to go about that shit. Like, they didn't know what to do with her character. That's how I see it. They didn't know what to do with Carrie's character, so Big died, and you're gonna keep talking about it every 5 seconds. Big died. Big died. Big died. But how about we like have her character grow to where she's less toxic? Because guess what, y'all? Carrie, about to call that lady Terry. Carrie is toxic as fuck. She really is. She really is. And I didn't realize that when I used to watch Sex and the City when I was younger. You know, because when the Sex and the City came out in the late 90s, like 96-ish, right? Could be wrong, y'all. Sorry. No, good and goddamn well my ass probably shouldn't have been watching it. But watching it then compared to now, like I see traits, like when you go back and watch the original show, I see certain traits, not all, certain traits where I used to act like that, you know, and with men and whatever the case is. And certain traits with Samantha as well. And it's just like, oh shit. Glad I grew out of that. Like, we haven't gotten that, oh look, Carrie's grown. Like, she's not a selfish bitch anymore. She's not making everything about herself anymore. She's not, like, being herself around Big. Like, it's just weird. Considering they were together for so long, and she still said, I would feel myself posing around him. Like, that's not healthy. Like, you need to find, like, you need to grow and just be you and love you and not have to worry about that. Just be yourself around people. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll write that in, but I kind of feel like that ship has sailed. I don't think, maybe some kind of fabulous writer will find a way to show Carrie's growth. Don't know how, because the moment that they should have done it during like her grieving period when she was by herself would have been perfect, but now they're like linking her to her producer, so she doesn't really have time to find herself. So she isn't that toxic bitch anymore. Because guess what? She's a toxic bitch. And she doesn't have anybody to rein her in like that anymore. I guess you can say like, what's her name? Is it Shima? I'm sorry, y'all. I keep forgetting this lady. Listen, I don't really know any of the new characters' names. That's how much I care. I'm sorry. But, you know, she kind of reins Carrie in with her bitchiness, like her, you know, obliviousness to other people. But you don't get that like you would with Samantha. Like, Samantha would call her ass out, but in a classy way, you know? And I think that's why a lot of people, like, love Samantha. She was real. She kept it 100. She loved sex. Unapologetically, sorry y'all, and she was fabulous. She had a great job, a great career. She was that bitch at it. She dressed great. Like, she was that girl. And I feel like they kind of sort of tried to do that with is it Seema? They tried to do that with her, but they didn't have her in the show enough for us to really like feel it. So I don't know. All I can say is hopefully they try to give us some kind of growth with Carrie. Because if they don't, you know, it's just gonna be the same old Carrie. Doesn't give a fuck. Like, you know, only really care about herself. Kind of shows that she cares about her friends, but not really. Like, I don't know. Like, just for example, that whole scene in the bathroom with Carrie and Miranda and then the rabbi was weird, I think. Because it kind of felt like they were trying to break the fourth wall, but not really. Like, I don't know, because us as an audience we weren't saying that shit. We wanted to see it play out. Like, I personally wanted to see it play out. I wanted Carrie to tell her, Miranda, this is a fucked up ass idea. You barely know Shay. Then you just follow Shay out to, Cleveland? And basically had egg on your face half the time. But go ahead on, girl. Like, well, of course, Carrie doesn't talk like that. But she could have told us something similar. I feel like old Carrie would have kind of said something, but then would have been like, but it's your choice kind of thing. And Samantha just would have been like, if you want to, like, leave that internship in the dust and follow your heart, so be it. Like, wouldn't be me. But yeah, and I get it. Miranda's always followed her career. And now they're trying to, like, this is so simple. This is simple writing. Oh my God. But Miranda always followed her career, so now she's following her heart. But she followed her heart on a fucking bridge, y'all. I guess y'all forgot. Anywho, we're not going down this road, y'all, where I'm like super complaining about and just like that. I'm in such a good space with entertainment right now, with, the shows and whatnot, and the Batman. I'm gonna see that shit again. Listen. Zoe Kravitz looked amazing. The styling throughout this was amazing. She did a good job as far as acting. Robert did good. And I'm not even like a fan like that. I was never a Twilight girl. I couldn't get into that shit. Never heard of vampires glistening in the sun. First of all, I thought they burned in the sun, but that's neither here nor there. But when I saw the Batman, I gave him a chance. I saw the Batman and I said, woo, okay, hi. Ooh, child, yes. God, honey. But now I feel like I need to watch some of his other, movies and whatnot, because he did a good job. Like, his dialogue isn't fast in this movie, but the acting through his eyes, through his movement, it was just like, that's how you know you have a good actor. But anywho, Charlotte and Miranda need to take notes on that shit. Anywho, back to And Just Like That. I mean, I really honestly don't have much to say other than what I've already said. It wasn't bad, I took it for what it was, which, it's what we've been getting the whole time, Not much, but I mean, it was better than the rest of it, so I'll take it. Did I enjoy it? Meh. Did I pay attention to this episode? Yes. Now, I will admit, the previous episode with them painting and the period and all that shit, I admit it, I barely paid attention to that episode. I was literally in my phone half the time because I watched like the first 5 minutes and I was like, I just kind of zoned out. And that's how you know that you don't have a good show on your hands. Like, the writing is bad when, like, people, and I've heard this from multiple people, that they really didn't pay attention to the episode. So when you don't pay attention to an episode, that's how you know it's not good. But I paid attention to the last episode, surprisingly. I paid attention. So that's a plus, y'all. It's a plus. I'm trying to find the positives. That's a plus. So, hopefully they decide to get different writers. From what I hear, the writers are like egotistical and have their heads up their own asses. So, allegedly. I personally don't know. Like, I hear there's some type of podcast that they like talk about how great they are or some shit. listen, humility, humbleness goes a long way. And if this damn show gets canceled, my God, honey, they will be humble like a motherfucker. So, let's end things off, and I will say, and just like that, it's been a ride. Don't know what type of ride it's been, but it's been one. And I did have a video up. It was like a reaction for like a couple weeks. I am not very good at editing at all. I need to do a better job with editing. It takes so fucking long. I'm not like there yet to where I can like pay someone to edit videos. Also, I did it from my phone when I did that reaction video, and my God, it looked like I filmed it on a potato. And it's not like I have a shabby phone. I mean, it's not the most up-to-date phone. I have a Samsung 10, but I love my little phone, and it usually takes really good videos. I don't know what the fuck. So I guess in order to do like reaction videos, I guess everyone has like an iPhone or one of those very advanced, expensive ass cameras. And guess what? She's not there to get one of those expensive ass cameras. So when I am there to get an expensive ass camera, maybe I'll go back to doing a reaction video again. Hopefully soon. Because I would like to either do a podcast or reactions to some upcoming shows. I'm thinking, maybe P-Valley, or I don't know, Ozarks. I haven't watched the new season yet. I am caught up, but not on the last season that just came out. Maybe Narcos, but I might not do that with Narcos. I might just watch that in my time because I love Narcos, but I don't really know if a lot of people out there watch Narcos. If so, let me know, and I'll do some podcasts on it. I will admit though, I am gonna do some personal podcasts pertaining to crime and politics and the war and whatnot and everything that's going on. So I kind of decided to take down my video, just personal preference of my reaction. So let's see, how I decide to go about all of this. I'll let y'all know. But I think I will do a podcast coming up this week on Joe Millionaire. I do like that show. It's actually quite entertaining. I did do a couple of little short TikToks on it, but not a podcast. So I think I'm going to wait until the next episode comes out, which I think is Wednesday. And I will do a little party on it, and we're gonna be partying about Joe Millionaire and how much Carolyn grinds my gears. So I don't know if this is editing or what, y'all, but listen, that girl just listen. Okay, so, and just like that, it's been a ride. I don't know if, I will tap back into it with any other, and just like that, things I see online, maybe some articles, I don't know. It's been a struggle trying to do a podcast on the last 2 episodes, but, if something entertaining pops up my way, like something crazy or wild happens with someone in the cast of it, and just like that, or whatever the case is, or if somehow, Samantha comes back, which I highly doubt, then I'll be back before the new season. But, I don't know if it's gotten renewed or not. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments, because I will be posting this on my YouTube as well. But if not, hey, it's been an experience with you all. We were all in it together. Remember this time, y'all. We won't get it back. All right. So, signing off of the podcast, child. Have a good one. See y'all next time. Next up, Joe Millionaire. Bye-bye.